Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 My Team Career episode number 9 for the British Grand Prix. Today of course, though, I have finally made a few amendments to the livery, pushing the Canterbury logo backwards towards the helmet. I'm still having issues with the re-race of one logo on the side. I'm at the point of just literally giving up on that at that moment. But yes, if you are new to the channel, then please do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 videos. We're currently on 233 subscribers, aiming for 250 by the end of the year. But unfortunately, the game didn't save at the end of the last video. Remember, the last video we negotiated a deal for George Russell, but we couldn't get him, so we're going to have to do this again. And we haven't really got much money to play with. Yes, he'll be a good teammate, but we now need to invest in the performance. You'll see the R&D chart about why I'm slightly worried about that a little bit later in the video, but we're still going with these small bids, just trying to get in for the least amount of money possible. Obviously, we've got to pay his buyout clause, which is a $2 million, $2.5 million on top of his base salary, which is going higher than what it is at the moment, which is unfortunate. And Williams might drive us out of money actually here. Because we haven't got that much money left. Okay, we've gone for everything. I think we've given the kitchen sink, and we've signed him. Okay, so Russell's in. Ilott is out. Ooh, I think they've signed Nick Williams has signed Nick De Vries to replace our George Russell at Williams. Again, no email about this at all, so that's interesting. But anyway, moving to the activity tunnel, we've gone for some weight training and a funded team event, I think is what I was leaning towards. Unfortunately, they haven't got any one-dayers. It'd be nice to have a couple of one-dayers to fit in between, but we've got this invitational event which is in the way, which of course we will be doing because we need the money. We still got that major Sashi weight reduction upgrade that's going to come in. We're also looking at aero, but I think we need to get a durability upgrade on the thing. ICE is something that does wear, so if we can get that on the car, then that will be good. Obviously we still need to upgrade that facility, but it will definitely help us in the long run. Well, we've only got 7 episodes after this. Unfortunately though, our weight reduction upgrade has failed, which is annoying, and we don't have enough R&D points for it. But yes, an invitational event here at Japan in one of the early 1990 McLaren, as previously driven by Senna. We do now have enough R&D points after the event to do it, so that'll be coming in time for the Hungarian Grand Prix, which it's not necessarily a bad thing to have it there. We'll probably go for an aero upgrade. We've already claimed 1 million. We only need 2 more for our next aero, and I can confirm now that we will be making when we do have the money, we will have grief. It's raining in qualifying. Well, that's our race done. No, that's the weekend done. No, we should hopefully. Haas have gone ahead of us now. We had some good progress earlier in the season. We were close to, if you consider where we were in Australia, we were close to Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri, and now we're the ones that are sort of lagging behind with not really any upgrades really. As I say, I was hoping that major upgrade was coming now to put us close to AlphaTauri, but here we are into qualifying then. We can be thankful that it is only intermediate weather, but even still, that is enough to make us slower. And of course, this track I'm not very good at. at all, and you can see here that in our fourth lap here, we're not even improving. The weather is just horrible. The tyres don't want to work. Considering the fact we've got a dry setup on, it's just the fact the matter is that the pace of our car compared to the AI, where we'd be able to beat them in the dry, in the wet we're just absolutely hopeless. And I can tell you now, it's going to be last place. And what I'm going to do instead is just run back into the pits, go back to hospitality suite and forget that qualifying even happened, and order a brand new set of components. Trouble times. It's time for the race.
Great Britain then, one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every single year of the Formula One World Championship, and the circuit extends that record further for today's Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and Stroll, Ocon, Norris, Gasly and Daniel Kvyat, Raikkonen, Leclerc, Antonio Giovinazzi and Magnussen, Albon, Perez, Carlos Sainz. They've taken a grid penalty. And George Russell, De Vries, Latifi, Grosjean and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
We're not going to be getting points, Jeff. We're going medium to sauce. I don't know if this strategy is going to work out for us. This might be the last time we do that. But yes, 22nd on the grid. We were 22nd, and then we've got Grosjean behind the 2 Williams. Lights out and away we go for the British Grand Prix, and it's a poor start. And we get better in the second phase, and we're going to get Grosjean into turn 1. But the fact of the matter is, we haven't made as enough places as we would have liked to, up from 22nd on the grid. Now we have the big dive bomb down the inside of sight. A little bit of knocking, tyre bombing going on there. Trying to have a look around this outside of our new teammate George Russell. Nothing to do in there, and Russell already is now. Sights is all over the back of us in a much better McLaren. He should really not be down here in 19th if it wasn't for that engine change. But struggling through Maggots and Beckett's. We squeezed the contact there, and Sights just lost a bit of his front wing as well. Yes, and that really summed up the first stint, really. Moving to lap 11, we've come out behind Sebastian Vettel, pushing him through that corner. His tyres probably not up to temperature compared to my warm mediums. We've got Verstappen who's breathing down our neck behind us. Obviously, we're just going to sit here. If he wants to go by, then we will, but obviously we need to take our racing line. Not like that, Max, forcing us out. We don't need to lose time by fighting Verstappen, really. We just really need to let them by. We're just fighting now. We're very poor for Maggots and Beckett's, and we're just going to get the... Okay, well, he's just pulled out of that move. He could have had that move done, but the left front is absolutely screaming. I'm trying my best with this, but in the end Verstappen goes up our inside. We sort of really let him go, and we're down to P8, so it doesn't really matter anyway because we're not going to be getting points. I've since I recorded this video, I think it was a setup that we were not getting good traction out of this corner here. I can't quite remember. I think it's Bridge. Is it Bridge? Or is it Abbey? I can't remember which one it is. But anyway, through Maggots and Beckett's, the two corners that I do know the names of, we definitely struggle through there. So I think that the next time we do come here, we should see a bit of improvement. We should probably drive the career mode actually. Just coming into the pits at the end of lap 15, the medium to soft strategy today hasn't worked. It would probably been better to gone soft to hards, probably. Done the one stop really, because, or maybe, I don't know, maybe soft to mediums, but we didn't really have the pace on the mediums, and they just went off completely in the first stint. We weren't allowed that gaggle of cars to go ahead. Our teammate comes out. The gap was about 5 seconds before he came in the pit, and we lost a load of time. We're behind Sainz and Grosjean. We come out in P20. Only the Williams were slot behind us, which is embarrassing considering the fact they have the slowest car on the grid and are some 17 seconds behind us. It's not 37 or whatever it was that was advertised there. There's only one more two more bits to note. First of all, Romain Grosjean was circling around at his usual pace. So it's worth to note that, of course, we're going to relegate him. We're on 2 tyre compounds. Faster than we're going to get him. And the other thing is that Lance Stroll's engine has blown up. So what can be known as a miserable weekend, we're going to look to bounce back at the next race, which will be in Hungary, which is a better track for me. I've won there in the past quite a few times, so disappointing here. There's just no words to explain how poor we were. Poor in the rain in qualifying and poor in the race. The pace was absolutely nowhere. And just to make it even more my team, Lewis Hamilton has won again. That makes that we may have it like in real life. I know the fact that Red Bull and AlphaTauri have won, but this could have been what 2020 could have been with Mercedes winning every race. Our teammate, 16th place, again, I think that's probably the best he could have done. He made places forwards, but he couldn't. He sort of lost out in the middle stint. We do need to work on R&D. That is definitely something that we need to work on. He remains in 21st. I had that 11th place at Monaco, but yes, obviously he would be better rated should he be in F1. So that's again something that the racing systems don't really work very well in terms of that. Somehow we've made a position on McLaren. I don't know how. We have done, considering the fact we scored no points and McLaren actually did through Norris. But yes, we're going to try and keep on to 6th place, because 6th after our first season would be quite good.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
I don't think they would enjoy a circle around in 18th place. No comment, Claire. That was not a relevant question.
Bested you today, doesn't it?
Again, no comment there either. I mean,
sounds like there's some work to do back at the factory.
She's just getting lippier by the minute, isn't she, Claire? Sounds like, I know we got work to do, but I'm not going to mention that because that's going to decrease the morale of the departments, isn't it? There needs to be an answer there. If she's asking about R&D, we says we may not have the performance yet, but I have the confidence in our departments to be able to make the step forward. But of course, that's not going to happen. We have got £2 million now. We've got well enough components to get us to the end of the season now. So hopefully we can take advantage in later races at some of my stronger tracks. We've got that Sashi upgrade coming in. We've got not enough. I want to put that major aero upgrade. I'm thinking about either doing build time or resource joint generation. We don't have enough of fabrication. So which one you want me to do in the comments below, please, and we'll get onto that. If you can obviously I record this series I tend to record the series on a Sunday due to other commitments, but the next upgrade is going to be that major aero upgrade, and then we'll probably focus back on Sashi, maybe that major redistribution upgrade, because Sashi is already on level 1 department. We don't really need to work on the engine. We need to upgrade as well, because although the engine really isn't a problem, because we're still faster than Renault and AlphaTauri. We've got a similar engine to the likes of McLaren and Aston Martin. It's really only the Mercedes and the Ferrari power team. Well, Mercedes are absolutely a light year ahead, so we're not actually that far behind. So if we can focus on aero and Sashi, for me, then I think that will do us for this season. Durability as well is probably not one that we will focus on. Probably do just like the tier 1 maybe, if we run out of resource points or something. But yeah, obviously we're going to look at that major one, and then we'll see if we can we'll see if we can upgrade that as well. So yes, that's where we're going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this miserable time that I spent in the thing, then leave a like. Just don't forget to subscribe as we're new. We will have a better time, hopefully, next week out, at the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is a better track for me than my BOGEY circuit that seems to be Silverstone. But yes, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.